I remember when I was young, I didn't do a lot of things because I did do some things because I just said F it and I don't care what anybody thinks, but there was a lot of stuff that I did stop myself from because I was like, I don't know what people are going to say, or they did say something about it and I was like, I can't take that ridicule anymore. So I paralyzed myself. I stopped myself even if I wanted to do it. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we would be right now if we just were not as worried about people thinking, and we could just, and instead of just all that other shit, instead of that, in 2015 or something, we just all got like capture cards and started posting ourselves gaming or whatever, or anything, or streaming or anything, and it's like, you know.
But here's the thing.
We're even 2020.
But here's the thing. Us going through that process of being, okay, we're scared, but then fighting through it, that built some type of, you know, discipline, being able to get past that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Basically, if we didn't take that process of getting past whatever fears we had when we were younger, if we did have that success, we don't know what would have stopped us later or what could have been, you know, just going through our minds later that we could have either lost it all or just reverted back to where we were at the beginning because we didn't build up that discipline, that strong mindset to go against what everybody else is saying, to push past and do the hard things.
So you're saying you're a fan of delayed gratification?
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah. Is that what they call it? That's what we call just delayed gratification?
Yeah, instead of instant gratification, it's delayed gratification. Mm-hmm. You know, you work hard for something for a long time, and the process of building up that hard work and that sort of like body of work, when you finally do make it through, you have all the tools to maintain it and stay there.
Yeah,
and go even higher.
I agree. So I don't even, maybe it's the delayed gratification. I think it's more of actually putting in the work instead of being given or handed something when you weren't necessarily ready.
Yeah. Like when it happens too fast.
Yeah.
I think we see it now with certain people in the public eye today that are like kind of like having to make a whole new way. Even when it seems like they have everything already, they have to make a whole new path because they feel lost and like unfulfilled.
Yeah.
It's happening too fast. And now I'm going to bring up, right?
Oh.
Your favorite streamer.
Your favorite streamer.
Not my favorite. I don't watch streamers. But the Kai thing, I respect it because he's putting himself out there. He's risking, you know, humiliation or people talking shit about him all day. But he is at an impasse, I feel like, because he's younger than us. He's 24, maybe.
Something like that, yeah. Real young.
Probably feels like he's already completed life, but he did it a little too fast. Mm-hmm. Maybe not thinking out loud, but I'm sure he might feel that way. And it's like now he has to try to reinvent himself and blaze another path that he already did. And maybe the path he was on before, maybe instead of him blowing up in 2020, maybe if he blew up in 2022, it'd been better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Starting from, I don't know when he started, maybe 2018.
I think we're really going to see now, especially now that he's doing this whole clothing line thing. We'll see if he's willing to endure whatever comes with that, because he might not be good. I'm not trying to bash Kai, but I don't think he really knows too much about fashion like that. So he's gonna go in there. He's probably gonna fail.
He doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? So he's probably gonna fail. Not saying I don't want the young man to fail, but he might fail. That's usually what happens when you start something new. You go in there, you try and do a push up.
But that's life. You supposed to fail.
But that's what I'm saying though.
If you don't fail enough, you ain't gonna learn.
From what we seen with him with his grow up, it was like just a really fast blow up. He just went straight through.
Right time.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So we really didn't have to endure the things that a lot of other streamers and a lot of the other content creators had to go through, artists and all that. They had those years where no one's listening to their stuff, no one's listening to their stuff. You know what I'm saying?
And rejection.
Exactly, the rejection and all that. So now he's gonna have this clothing line. We'll see. Like, let's just say it fails.
It's gonna get rejected.
Now, if it gets rejected, and then he stops, that'll say all we need to know.
That he never gained the discipline and the drive.
The discipline. And that's what happens with a lot of people when they blow up prematurely or too young. You know what I'm saying? They never develop that mindset.
I saw a clip of Sebastian Telford talking about.
Yeah.
He was on the Pivot podcast. He was talking about his career and how he's pretty much lost all his money.
Yeah.
He lives in the projects again. This guy was the #1 player from 5th grade till high school ended, which is crazy. He was on Slam magazine with LeBron James, and people were debating who's better between him and LeBron James at the time.
We talked about him before, right?
Bassey, yeah. He went viral before living in the projects. We had a video on that. He went to jail. Since then, he's been home, and he's been talking again, and he explained sort of his money situation to Pivot, and he said yeah, the papers say I made $20 million in my career in 10 years. Really, I made 10. I made $1 million a year, and I took care of this person, that person, and I really didn't make no money. He said out his mouth, I didn't make no money for real. $10 million in 10 years. I didn't make no money. I made $1 million a year. And obviously people got upset because the average person makes what? 40, 50,000.
Yeah, 40 if that.
And that's the average being pulled up by the 1%. You take them out, that shit probably 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like 20, 30.
People got upset about that, him saying that. And I think he's an example of, he got all the success and love and everything. He was the man basically from 15, became a millionaire at 18, and never got a chance to go through the trials and tribulations of like losing until he was already being asked to be a man and provider and be a professional and all that stuff at the same time. He never went to college and, you know, lost a championship or a Final Four game or something and had to go back to a shitty ass dorm with no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he never had to deal with that stuff until now when he's like, I think 40 and he's having to come to terms with the fact that he failed. He has to kind of learn these lessons now, which is like backwards. And I think that's like really an example of that. Like people, not everybody can be like LeBron or something where they come into all success early and they don't go insane. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Let's go ahead and play the clip now.
Yeah. So this is basically kind of like how getting rich young can be a pitfall for you, which, you know.
So I seen 3 or 4 videos so far this year with young multi-millionaires saying how they're depressed, mentally lost, or how they just struggling with their newfound success. But this is why I always say, and I know a lot of people, they're not going to agree with this, but getting rich is one of the worst things that can happen specifically to a young person. And it's not because money or success is bad, but it's because timing matters. Someone in their 20s, right, specifically a man, that is the time usually when discipline, identity, purpose, and resilience are formed. Those things, they really only happen through responsibility, pressure, and long periods of unglamorous effort. When money comes before those things are formed, it removes the very constraints that build them. The struggle is not about suffering for your own sake or some type of morality. It's really about earning authority and control over yourself. And when money comes too early, you skip that prolonged responsibility. You end up bypassing years of delayed gratification. You lose the daily friction that forces growth. And then you just left with comfort before character. And then this is what happens. You end up feeling empty, unanchored, and disconnected from normal life. And this is also why sons of wealthy men often underperform. And it got nothing to do with them being lazy or stupid, but it's mainly because they never was required to become something. They never had no real stakes. They never had no earned competence. And they never had consequences that forced adaptation. I want every person watching this to understand what I'm about to say. Purpose, it does not come from pleasure or options. It mainly comes from necessity and duty. And what people really fail to understand is money, it does not give you meaning. Money just reveals whether you had it already or not. And when someone's internal development doesn't match their external resources, a psychological collapse is bound to happen. The dopamine is going to wear off. The identity was never formed. And I've seen this myself personally over the years, many times with people that found success at a high level too early. And the people who thrive with it, they are the exception. And it's usually because they still endured those early years of responsibility, discipline, and consequences before the money showed up. And this is why I believe abundance should come after the man is built. Because otherwise, wealth arrives faster than the psyche can integrate it. If you haven't overcome those demons of pride, lust, jealousy, envy, laziness, substance abuse, greed, having a bunch of money will literally only destroy you.
Damn.
So he said a lot.
He said a lot.
But I think some of the words I love that he pulled out, that earned competence, timing matters, which is very true. And there's one more thing he said. I'll look for you. You can start talking. Just give me your opinion.
This really resonated with me. Little story background about myself. Like this really resonated with me because growing up, you know, I was like a football star. You know what I'm saying? Football star in my high school. You know, everybody knew me. People liked me. I got a lot of things because I was the football star, right? And so I just had this, you know, high sense of myself. Just got whatever I want. I always won. Like I think every year I won a championship almost every year we played. So I never lost. Everything always won, right? Then got to college, didn't play football in college. You know, and so my identity was almost tied to to me being a football player. Then when that was taken away, and I wasn't getting the same treatment that I was getting when I was playing football. People weren't, you know, they didn't talk to me the same way. They weren't feeling the same way. I wasn't getting the same girls like I was because I wasn't playing football. Then that kind of like sent me into some type of like, it was like a spiral of depression. My identity was shattered. I didn't build up that resilience, that discipline, and all those other things that usually is a byproduct of that causes the success. So when those things weren't there, you know, and they were gone, mentally I was gone. So I had to go through, and I actually had to build those things, build that discipline, build that love for myself, and all those, you know, different characteristics that I have now. I had to go and build those things. So sometimes it's kind of good that I didn't have, you know, didn't go and, you know, still became like a football player and all that other stuff. Because like, let's just say I went to the NFL, had all this money and stuff like that. My identity was just only tied to those things. If any of those things were taken away from me, I wouldn't be able to be in the position I am now. Like he said, the money will show who the character is. It's going to show what was already there or what was already lacking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we see it a lot, like with certain people that we kind of view as successful, or like thought about Kanye earlier. A great example of this. He was on his grind. Like if you watch the documentary on Netflix that came out a couple years ago, he was broke, running, sprinting the studios, trying to get somebody to hear his beats and stuff.
Yeah.
He had to make conscious decisions on how he's going to get himself out there. He had to make those decisions to get up and go and be disciplined. And I'm tired as hell. I went to school. Did this today. I had to work today, but I'm still gonna make 1,000 beats a night.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Get it right. We're gonna. Jay-Z gonna be at this studio this time. He gonna be there to win. I just got off work. Shit, fuck it. I'm about to run over there now. I'll be there from time I get off work till the next morning if I got to, just so he can hear something from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that delayed gratification, that delayed time he had, that the time he had to build up his skills and get his determination and in his mind, he's gonna be who he's gonna be later on. I think when it finally broke through for him, when he got it, that's why he was so able to instantly. He got on, had to hit, and say, "I'm not done yet," and he got up from there. Yeah. And then you took the flip side of guys you talked about before on the show, like Zion Williamson, like we said. Clearly, a guy who got money too early because he's still dealing with the pitfalls and the lust and everything like that, and his identity is still so heavily tied to women and all that stuff that he hasn't really found himself yet.
Exactly.
And it's hurting him in the end. His Jordan deal about to end actually, and he's not going to re-sign. Damn. Yeah, he's not going to re-sign. I don't know if it's a behavior thing or if it's a lack of sales, whatever else. But they're all tied together. I mean, if he played more and did more cool stuff on the court and had less scandal, people buy the shoes more. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. So you see it all the time. I think that it also made another good point about like the sons of rich people or like the kids of rich people how to squander it or they don't succeed as well because they don't have any of the drive or effort to be that because they never had to go through what their parent went through before them. And it varies, but I think that's also very true. It depends on who you are, obviously, but it depends. Because, I mean, Osama bin Laden had wealthy parents, and he still did his own thing and built something up. So, I know bad example, but I'm trying to, think here, guys, of people that are exceptional. It's for good or bad reasons. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess it varies, right? But,
I feel you. Going back to, my story, I didn't have that struggle. Like I said, I was always winning, just giving stuff because of who I was and all that stuff. Having that stripped away from me, taken away from me, helped me build that drive, helped me redefine my identity and make me understand who I was and what I actually wanted. You know what I'm saying? Gave me that drive to push through no matter what.
And you got to lose. You got to take losses. You got to face doubt from yourself, from others. Yeah. But you got to push through it.
Because I couldn't handle that stuff before. Yeah. I literally could not handle any of that stuff. Yeah. And then once it was taken away from me and I had to, it ignited something in me that I didn't have before. It made me able to endure.
So separates people in life who does what they want to do and people who do kind of what they feel like they have to do. Yeah. Is that moment they face that resistance, they quit. And you got to face resistance. You have to face friction at some point. And if you quit, you'll never be able to live your own way and grind and go your own way and go your own path. You're stuck because the resistance is going to come and you're just going to fold immediately. Yeah. And you're stuck.
So studies show that sudden wealth can increase depression and identity confusion in young adults. How do you feel about that? Like, you would think that sudden wealth would make somebody happy, but now sudden wealth can make somebody depressed?
In the moment. Yeah. But you got to think about it like we said earlier. You're kind of taught to live your life to build to something. And And if you just wake up one day and it's all done already, what the fuck you gonna do now? Like, what's your purpose now? That's what everybody wants to have a purpose, especially young people, is to have a purpose.
You think they want a purpose?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think every human being wants a purpose. Whether it's good or bad or small or big, you want a purpose. I want a purpose. I feel like I don't have a purpose myself.
I feel like you do. You just haven't figured it out yet. You don't want to accept it.
I feel like we all have a purpose, either in us or somewhere it'll come to us. But a lot of people are afraid to go where it's at. Because
that's the difference.
It's not comfortable where your purpose is at. You know what I'm saying? Because your purpose might not be something you like to do. And even if it is something you like to do, like it's football, it's some discomfort you got to go through playing football. That weight training is hard.
Yeah.
Getting up at 4, 5, 6 in the morning.
You don't know how many friends I know that once they got to college, they was like,
quit.
Nah, this ain't for me.
The workouts are hard.
People think that football is easy sports. It is not, bro. You are up at 3, 4 in the morning. You got to go to film. You got to go to practice. Then you got to go to weight training. Then you got to eat. Then you got to go stretch. Then you got film. Then you got to go back to practice. Then you got class. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand all day. That is your life. Like, literally your life.
The thing you want is on the other side of hard, always.
Ah, the light.